Hey everyone. For today's topic, I want to discuss how to never pedestalize someone ever again. For those of you who aren't familiar with this concept, pedestalizing someone basically means where you believe they're way better than you, so you place them up on a pedestal up here, and by comparison, you're down here looking up at them because they're better than you. Yeah, it's something that people tend to do when they're insecure and they don't really bring all that much to the table. So they'll usually know that they don't have much to offer, and that's why they pedestalize other people. But the problem with this behavior is it can lead to extreme neediness, and it typically creates self-fulfilling prophecies. You create this uneven power dynamic in the relationship, or usually when you pedestalize someone, you're not even going to get into the relationship phase. So when you're dating them, you'll create an uneven power dynamic. Since they're up here and you're down here, they're usually going to treat you as such. So they're going to keep you around as like an orbiter for attention and validation, but they're not going to want to choose you for actually entering into a relationship with or even doing the fun stuff in the bedroom. So pedestalizing is a bad thing. It's something you want to avoid as much as possible. And judging by how I explained it, hopefully you'll already see what the solution here is, and it's to know your worth. But beyond that even, if you haven't spent a lot of time working on yourself, then do so, because that's the only way you'll be able to bring a lot to the table. You don't bring a lot just by being rich and that's about it. Like, I know a lot of guys out there tend to think that riches is all you need to get women. No, that's all you need to get gold diggers. But if you are attracted to gold diggers, by all means, have fun exploring that realm. I don't think women like that are worth it at all. I only go for women who've actually spent time working on themselves, and that's the goal, right? Those kinds of women are not going to be super focused on wealth. They're going to want men who've also worked on themselves. So you're going to need to bring more to the table than just your paycheck. That doesn't mean much. You can have an absolutely horrible personality and make a lot of money. So yeah, you need more than that. But make sure you spend time working on yourself, because with that, you'll bring a lot to the table. And usually by a side effect of working on yourself, you'll just naturally start to raise your own opinion of yourself. You'll know your worth and what you bring to the table. So now you're going to be far less likely to pedestalize someone. Instead of pedestalizing them, you may be able to notice when you found someone who's also spent a lot of time working on themselves, but you're not going to think they're better than you anymore. Instead, you're just going to be like, holy crap, this is awesome. I found someone who works on themselves. Now we can have fun dating together and maybe see where things go, potentially end up in a relationship. But you're not going to think they're above you. You're going to think, hey, this is cool. We've both spent time working on ourselves. We're on a pretty equal playing field. This is great. Let's move forward from here. So that's the key distinction. That's why you want to know what you bring to the table and also ensure that you do bring a lot to the table. I probably should clarify here. My earlier example of not needing money should kind of exemplify this, but when I say bring a lot to the table, I mean personality-wise. That's the main thing, right? So many people often forget that in this social media-driven landscape where it's all about appearances and superficial crap. But at the end of the day, the thing that makes you the most attractive to someone else is your personality. I mean, your looks will fade over time. We all know that. And there are certain things you can do to make your looks better and whatnot. But your personality is what makes people stay. Your physical attractiveness only gets your foot in the door. And if you have an absolutely horrible personality, nobody's going to want to stay with you, at least not long term. So your personality really is the most important thing. So continue working on yourself, and it'll allow you to be able to pursue other people who've also done so. So that's pretty much the gist of what I wanted to cover in this video. Just all about, if you don't want to pedestalize other people, then you need to know what you bring to the table. And that means you need to be working on yourself, because then you're just simply not going to engage in this behavior anymore. I mean, I'm speaking from experience here, because when I was a lot younger, I used to pedestalize women all the time. There actually is a bit of a cultural reason for this, especially in like the Western cultures, where quite often men, or boys, I should say, are raised to pedestalize girls. They almost view girls as being way better than them, and that's from like Disney movies and other crap out there and entertainment media, where they just portray girls and women as being way better than boys and men. And like, boys and men might as well be looking up to girls and women like they're so much better, and when it's not really true. I mean, the only thing that would truly make them better is if they were working on themselves. But a lot of the examples of that don't involve that being the case. So yeah, it's stupid, but this is the reason why so often men will pedestalize women, because they've kind of been conditioned to do so. So there is a bit of unraveling that conditioning needed here. But for the most part, the more you work on yourself, the more you know what you bring to the table, you're not going to do that as much, because you're going to know you bring a lot of value to a relationship. Like, it's not going to only be the woman bringing in value, it's you as well. So often guys act like they have nothing to offer at all, and just the fact that the woman has, you know, the word begins with a V, but I don't know if I could say it for the algorithm, but she has that V thing, and men often believe that that makes her have so much value when it's not really true. I mean, every woman has that, right? So but yeah, a lot of guys are thirsty, so they're chasing that so freaking hard that it's all they can focus on. That's another thing. Make sure you can work on yourself enough to be able to rise above those biological desires, because that will screw you up as well. That will make you settle for insecure average women, and you don't want to be dating them. You want to be going after the women who work on themselves, just like hopefully you are doing. But yeah, that's just what I wanted to talk about. I could have ended the video earlier, but I just wanted to share that little bit of further insight here. But yeah, if you want to avoid pedestalizing people, keep working on yourself, know what you bring to the table, and just try to be more logical when you analyze others, so that you don't immediately think they're better than you because you find them so attractive or they're so fun to hang around or whatever. But yeah, oh, one last little thing here. The more you work on yourself, make sure you're remaining humble. There will be situations, of course, where you bring more to the table than the other people you're dating, but you shouldn't allow that to make you become arrogant, because that's incredibly stupid and it'll make you unattractive. So yeah, stay humble. Like, nobody likes other people who believe they're better than others, so work on that as well. But usually when you're working on yourself, that kind of will go with the territory anyway. But that's all I have for you guys. I don't want this video to get too long. I truly hope you enjoyed this one. If you like content like this, be sure to subscribe for more. If you enjoyed the video, feel free to leave a like on it, and I will see you guys in the next one. Arrivederci.